The Promise of Kindness. Yellow Heart. In a quiet little town named Willow Creek, people were often busy with their own lives. They hurried to work, rushed to school, and rarely stopped to notice the small struggles of others. One afternoon, a 13-year-old boy named Amir was walking home from school when he saw an elderly man trying to carry a heavy bag of groceries. The bag looked too heavy for him, and the man's hands trembled slightly. Amir paused for a moment. He could easily keep walking and reach home faster. But something in his heart told him to help. "Sir, can I carry that for you?" Amir asked kindly. The old man smiled with relief. "That would be wonderful, thank you." Amir walked with him all the way to his house. Before leaving, the old man gently said, "Kindness is like a seed. When you plant it, it grows in many hearts." Those words stayed with Amir. The next day at school, Amir made a promise to himself. Every day, he would do at least one act of kindness. It started small. He helped a classmate pick up dropped books. He shared his lunch with a boy who forgot his food. He helped a neighbor carry water buckets. Soon, something amazing happened. The people who received Amir's kindness began doing kind things for others too. The boy who shared Amir's lunch later helped another student with homework. The neighbor helped an elderly lady fix her garden. The elderly lady baked cookies and gave them to a lonely widow nearby. Slowly, the whole town of Willow Creek began changing. People smiled more, they helped each other more, and the town felt warmer and happier than ever before. One day, Amir walked past the same old man again. The man watched the lively town and said with a smile, "You kept your promise, didn't you?" Amir nodded, and the old man replied softly, "See, one promise of kindness can change the world." From that day on, the people of Willow Creek believed in a simple truth. Sparkle's kindness is a promise anyone can make, and everyone can keep. After Amir made his promise to do one act of kindness every day, the small town of Willow Creek slowly began to change. People smiled more often, helped their neighbors, and started noticing the little things that mattered. But Amir never imagined how big the ripple of kindness would become. One morning at school, Amir's teacher, Ms. Hannah, noticed something unusual. Students were helping each other more than before. Some shared pencils, others explained homework to classmates who were struggling, and a few even stayed after class to help clean the classroom. Curious, Ms. Hannah asked the class, "Something feels different lately. What's going on?" A boy named Sam raised his hand and said, "Amir started it. He helps people every day, and now everyone wants to help too." The class turned toward Amir, who suddenly felt shy. Ms. Hannah smiled warmly. "Well, if kindness is spreading, why don't we make it even bigger?" She walked to the board and wrote in large letters, "The Willow Creek Kindness Challenge." The class gasped with excitement. Ms. Hannah explained, "Each student will do one kind act every day for a week. Write it down and share it with the class. Let's see how much kindness we can spread." The idea spread through the school quickly. Soon, every classroom joined the challenge. Some students helped clean the school playground. Others planted flowers near the school gate. A group of older students helped younger children with reading. Amir and his friends decided to do something special. After school, they noticed the town park looked messy. Trash was scattered around, and the benches were dusty. "Let's clean it up," Amir suggested. At first, there were only 4 of them. They brought trash bags and started picking up litter. People walking by noticed them. A little girl asked her mother, "Why are they cleaning the park?" Her mother replied, "Because they care." Soon, more kids joined. Then some parents came to help. By evening, the park looked brighter and cleaner than it had in years. The next day, the town newspaper printed a small headline, "Children lead a wave of kindness in Willow Creek." Amir was surprised when people began thanking him. But he always replied the same way, "It's not just me. Kindness grows when everyone shares it." At the end of the week, Ms. Hannah asked the students to count how many kind acts they had done. The number amazed everyone. More than 300 acts of kindness had been done in just 1 week. But the most surprising thing was this. No one wanted the challenge to end. A girl named Lena stood up and said, "Why should kindness stop after a week?" Another student added, "We should keep the promise going." Soon the whole class agreed. So they made a new promise together. "Sparkles, we will choose kindness every day, not just for a challenge, but for life. That afternoon, Amir walked home again through the peaceful streets of Willow Creek. The town felt happier, brighter, and more connected than ever before. And as he passed the old man's house again, he noticed something hanging on the gate. It was a small wooden sign that read, "Yellow Heart, kindness lives here." Amir smiled, knowing the promise he made had become something much bigger than he ever imagined. The kindness challenge at school had ended, but something special had begun in Willow Creek. People were still helping each other every day. It felt like the town had discovered a new way of living. Amir noticed the change everywhere he went. The bakery owner sometimes gave free bread to people who couldn't afford it. Neighbors helped each other fix fences and paint houses. Students tutored younger children after school. One evening, while Amir was walking home, he passed the town square. The mayor and several townspeople were standing together, talking excitedly about something. Curious, Amir stopped nearby. "We should celebrate this," the mayor said. "This kindness spreading across the town is something special." A woman replied, "Yes, let's organize a kindness festival." The idea spread quickly through Willow Creek. Soon, everyone was talking about the festival. People volunteered to help plan it. The bakery would prepare free cupcakes. The students would create posters and decorations. Musicians from the town would perform cheerful songs. Amir and his classmates had their own idea. "Let's create a wall of kindness," Lena suggested. Everyone loved it. They placed a large wooden board in the town square. On the board, people could write or draw kind acts they had done or witnessed. On the day of the festival, the town square was filled with color and laughter. Children ran around with balloons. Families shared food with neighbors. Some people brought books, clothes, and toys to donate to those who needed them. At the wall of kindness, people began writing messages. "Yellow Heart, a stranger helped me fix my bicycle." "Yellow Heart, my neighbor brought soup when I was sick." "Yellow Heart, a student helped me carry my groceries." The board quickly filled with hundreds of notes. Amir stood there quietly, reading them. He felt happy but also a little amazed. He remembered the day when he simply helped an old man carry groceries. At that moment, he had no idea it would lead to all of this. Suddenly, someone tapped him gently on the shoulder. It was the elderly man again. He looked around at the joyful crowd and smiled warmly. "Do you see what your promise has grown into?" he asked. Amir shook his head modestly. "It wasn't just me. Everyone helped." The old man nodded. "That's the secret of kindness," he said softly. "It spreads from one heart to another." Later that evening, the mayor stood on a small stage in the square. He raised his voice so everyone could hear. "Today we celebrate something powerful," he announced. "Not money, not fame, but kindness." The crowd cheered. Then the mayor pointed toward the wall of kindness. "This wall shows that even the smallest act can make a big difference." As the sun began to set, the town square glowed with warm lights. Families gathered together, laughing and sharing stories. Before the festival ended, the mayor placed a small golden plaque near the wall. It read, "Sparkles, in Willow Creek, kindness is not just an act, it is a promise we keep every day." Amir looked around the square one last time. He saw friends helping clean up decorations, children sharing snacks, and neighbors chatting happily. In that moment, he realized something important. Kindness was no longer just his promise. Yellow Heart, it had become the promise of the whole town. And the story of Willow Creek would remind everyone for years to come that sometimes the smallest kind act can start the biggest change.